The second relationship hurdle has to do with adult children. And this is where good intentions can end up turning into generational damage. And you may have witnessed this before, as I have time and time again, where parents with good intentions support their adult children. However, when the situation lacks structure, there's not necessarily an off-ramp. The parents tell themselves the situation's temporary, just until one gains footing in life, until they establish their career, or until they start a new business. Except, in some cases, this cycle doesn't end, because removing friction can actually end up removing the ability to benefit from the hardship. Let's take a look at Chuck, 32 years old, still on the family payroll, not working for the family, just being supported. Trust distributions every year, credit cards paid for, car lease taken care of, and rent paid on time, all by his parents. Chuck was actually a very driven young man through his teenage years and his early college career. And it wasn't that Chuck's drive disappeared, it was that the need to use it disappeared. His parents thought they were giving Chuck freedom and space. However, what they actually ended up building was more so like a cage of comfort. Chuck's parents wanted to help, but Chuck wanted independence. However, he also feared that losing this independence might come with losing comfort. And this resulted in neither Chuck nor his parents stopping this vicious cycle, which ended up building resentment by both parties over time. His parents started to feel used, taken advantage of, and almost like an ATM machine with a heartbeat. And Chuck, on the other hand, feels controlled and stuck in place, like they'll never be enough because they'll never have to be enough. And the worst part of it all is that Chuck knew it. He could feel it. He could see his friends grinding and struggling and succeeding and failing. But what he didn't know how to do was to escape this cycle without blowing up the relationship, without seeming ungrateful, without losing the sense of security that the whole situation brought to him in the first place. And although this situation might seem like there's no end in sight, I have seen families successfully navigate it. And one of the things that they do is they separate support from control. They sit down and say something like this: here's what we'll cover, here's what we won't cover, here's how much you're allowed, and if you need more, here's what you need to do. In addition, if you don't use it, here's what comes next. The bottom line here is having definitive rules without judgment. Now, while navigating relationships between spouses and children could feel like we have all of our bases covered, this next situation has the potential to be a very slippery slope as well.